Good morning student, myself Meghna. Today I am going to explain you about the quantum effect from the unit of an elements of an quantum mechanics. So before going to quantum effects, we have to know what is the definition or what is quantum effect, and also we can call it as a quantum scattering too. Here this is a photon and this is an electron. Okay na? A photon, when it interacts with an electron, it gives its entire energy to this electron. And here an electron can also scatter an initial photon or incident photon. In this situation, the photon after interacting with an electron, the photon loses a parts of its energy to an electron, and therefore the scattered photon emerges with a wavelength longer than that of an incident photon. This difference in the wavelength depends on the angle of the scattering, and the effect of the charge change in this wavelength on the scattering is called as a quantum effect. So whenever this photon interacts with an electron, that time the photon loses its entire energy by interacting with an electron and transfers its energy to the electron. And by transferring an energy to an electron, then it will going to be scatters with some wavelength which having a greater wavelength or longer wavelength compared to that of an incident wavelength, and this change in wavelength called as a quantum effect or quantum shift, or we can call it as a quantum scattering too. So here let a photon with an energy, it having an energy given by an E is equal to h nu, and after the scattering or after the collision, we can write the energy of this scattered photon is an E bar is equal to h nu bar or h nu dash. Okay now, so here this is an scattering angle, so and this is an required electron angle creating an angle phi. Okay, here the energy of an photon can be given as an h nu and E bar given as an h nu bar, and the momentum can be given as an h nu by c, and here p dash as an h nu dash by c or h nu bar by c. Okay na? So this is the energy and momentum of a photon before collision and after scattering. So this is. So next, if we come to an electron, so electron, the initial momentum of this electron is 0 and its initial energy is called as an rest mass energy. So rest mass energy can be given of an electron can be given as rest mass of an energy of an electron can be given as an m naught c square. So here after the collision of a photon and electron, a photon of a frequency nu bar travels a direction making an angle here the theta with along with an x-axis, and the electron here, the electron from this to this, here an electron has a velocity v. So here the electron moves with an velocity v along with the direction making an angle of an here phi. Okay, this is called as a scattering angle. So here this is an the angle of an phi by created by an recoil of an electron. Okay, na? So first we have to take according to an law of conservation of an energy. So from the law of conservation of an energy, what we can write is before collision, energy before the collision is equal to n after the collision. So we can write here from this as an, so we know that before the collision the energy of an photon can be written as an h nu, and before collision the energy of an electron will be an rest mass energy, so we can write as an m naught c square. And the after collision the photon having the energy here as an h nu bar, and the energy having the energy as an mc square. Okay, called as an equation 1. And then we can write this equation also can be written as an mc square is equal to, here this mc square is equal to m naught c square plus, we have to take the common here, and from this and this we can write as an, if we took in common means we can write as an nu minus nu bar, called as an equation 1a. Okay na? So this is about an according to a law of conservation of an energy. So next we have to take from an law of conservation of a momentum. Law of conservation of a momentum. First we have to take along with an x-axis and along with an y-axis. We know that always we will write the x-axis in the form of an cos theta and this y-axis always taken in the form of an sin theta. So from this we know that the momentum can be given as an before collision we will give the momentum as an h nu by c, and after collision or after scattering we will give an energy of this photon is the form of an E bar is equal to h nu bar, and momentum can be given as an p bar is equal to h nu bar by c. So in the similar way, the before collision the momentum of an electron can be given as an m into v. So before collision if we taken means here there is no momentum of an electron can be occur before collision. So that's why we are going to take a momentum of an electron after the collision only. So from this we can write the law of conservation of a momentum can be written as an, first we have to take along with an x-axis. So if we took along with an x-axis means we will write here we can get before collision from this to this. So we will get as an h nu bar by c is equal to, so after collision. So after collision here we will get in two cases. Here one is an angle t and angle theta, another one is an angle phi. Okay na? So here the angle will be created due to an scattering photon, another will be due to an electron. So here we will write here h nu bar by c cos theta, and the angle due to an electron can be written as an, and with a momentum can be written as an mv cos phi, called as an equation 2. If we took an along with an y-axis means, so here there is no collision will be an occurs before in an y-axis, so we will write here as a 0. And if we took an y-axis means first we will take this one, so we can write as an h nu bar by c sin theta. But here this will be in an opposite direction. Here the electron gone opposite direction exactly to that of a scattered photon. So we will get we have to write this as an minus mv sin phi. So we can also write this as an h nu bar by c sin theta is equal to mv sin phi, called as an equation 3. Okay. Now we have to multiply this equation 2 and an equation 3 by c. So what we will get here means we will get h nu is equal to h nu bar cos theta plus mcv cos phi. So multiplying the c to and this equation means what we will get, h nu bar sin theta is equal to mcv sin phi. Okay, now called as an equation 4 and 5. Now we have to square and adding the equation this 4 and 5. Squaring the equation 4 and 5, so what we will get is we have to square this thing and this thing, then we have to add this equation. So this equation also can be written as an mcv cos phi can be written as, here if we take here means taken h common and we will get a nu minus nu bar cos theta. Okay, now we can write this equation also in the form of this, then we will squaring and adding these equations means what we will get here, m square c square v square sin phi plus m square c square v square cos phi is equal to here h square nu bar square sin square theta plus from this here h square nu minus nu bar cos theta. Okay na? So here let me take common m square c square v square, if we take a common means we will get sin square theta, sorry sin square phi plus here we have to do squaring na, so here that's why I forgot to that. So here sin square and cos square, sin square 5, what will remain, what remains means sin square 5 and cos square 5. Here write this as it is, h square nu bar square sin square theta plus, here we have to do a minus b whole square formula. Using this formula we have to solve these terms, so we will get h square is equal to, here this is an a term, let's consider this is an b term. So if we did an a minus b whole square formula means a square plus nu bar square cos square theta minus 2 nu bar cos theta. Okay na. So here we know that this sin square plus cos square is equal to 1. So we can write here as an m square c square v square. This is an 1, that's why multiplication will be similar, it remains same. So that's why we are writing here as m square c square v square is equal to, directly we have to write here as an h square nu bar square sin square theta plus, if we take this equation and from an bracket and multiplied with an h square means what we will get, h square nu square plus h square nu bar square cos square theta minus 2 h square nu bar cos theta. Okay na, called as an equation number 6. From the equation 1a we know that mc square is equal to m naught c square plus h nu minus nu bar. So here what we have to do means, here let me squaring the equation 1a. So we will write, if we square this equation 1a means what we will get here is mc square whole square, that is equal to m naught c square plus h nu minus nu bar whole square. So here mc square whole square means m square c to the power 4. We have to let me take here as an a plus b whole square form. So what we will get, a square means m naught a square, this one a square means m naught c square whole square means m naught square c to the power 4 plus b square means h square nu minus nu bar square plus 2ab means 2 m naught c square h nu minus nu bar. So if we solve this with an a plus b whole square means we will get like this. Let's solve these things. M naught square c to the power 4, here h square. So here a minus b whole square means nu square minus nu square plus nu bar square minus 2 nu bar plus here as it is 2 m naught c square h nu minus nu bar, here m square c to the power 4 called as equation 7. Or if we solve means we will get as an h square nu square plus h square nu bar square minus h square 2 nu bar plus 2 m naught c square h into nu minus nu bar. So here write as it is. So after this from 6 and 7 now what we have to do, subtract the equation 6 from the 7. So here subtract the equation 6 from 7. So from this equation 7, so what we will get means here m square c to the power 4 minus m square c square v square. Okay na? So now what we will get here is an m naught square c to the power, first we have to write these things and then we have to going to subtract subtract this equation. So write as it is, nu square plus h square nu bar square minus h square 2 nu bar plus 2 m naught c square h nu minus nu bar. So next this equation minus h square nu bar square sin square theta plus h square minus h square nu square minus h square nu bar square cos square theta minus 2 h square nu. Here already minus is, that's why we have to write 2 h square nu bar cos theta. Let's write this equation as an m naught here as it is, then we have to subtract from this to this. Here if we consider this and this equation, means here this one and this equation, what we will get here write as it is, then h square nu square plus h square nu bar square minus h square 2 nu bar plus 2 m naught c square h nu minus nu bar. Here from this and this equation, let me take common, minus h square nu bar square, remaining will be sin square theta plus cos square theta. Here minus h square nu square plus 2 h square nu bar cos theta. This will be equal to 1. So what will be remaining, means here if we take this will be an h square nu bar square. So here h square nu bar square, let's cancel these things. Here then h square nu square cancels here. Okay, now finally what we will get from this equation, we can take here as an m square c square as an common, then we will get c square minus v square here. So finally what we will get, m square c square into c square minus v square can be written as m naught square c to the power 4 plus here 2 m naught c square h into nu minus nu bar. So this thing next minus, if we took common from this and this, what we will get from this and this, if we took a common, means what we will get, 2 h square nu bar into 1 minus cos theta, called as an equation 8. So called as an equation 8. We know that the formula since reduced mass can be also written as an reduced length and reduced mass from the frame of reference, what we will write as an L is equal to L naught divided by square root of n 1 minus v square by c square. So similarly, so what we can write here as an m is can be written as an m naught divided by square root of n 1 minus v square divided by c square. So from this, so we can write as an squaring this equation. If we square this equation, means what we will get is m square is equal to m naught square divided by 1 minus v square by c square. Okay, na? Next, if we took an LCM here, then what we will get here is an m square is equal to m naught square divided by c square minus v square divided by c square, and also it can be written as an m square is equal to, here we will take this to this numerator from denominator to, so here m naught square c square divided by c square minus v square. Okay, and also it can be written as, here this take this 2n here, then what we will get, m square into c square minus v square is equal to m naught square c square. So called as an equation 9. So let's write here that equation as an, from that what we know that m is equal to m naught divided by square root of n 1 minus v square by c square. Let's squaring this equation, what we will get, m square is equal to m naught square divided by 1 minus v square divided by c square. Let's take a LCM. What we will get here is an m naught square divided by c square minus v square entire divided by here c square. So if we took for this from this to the here, means what we will get finally, m square is equal to m naught square into c square divided by c square minus v square. Let's take this here, then we will get m square into c square minus v square is equal to m naught square c square. So let multiply this equation by c square. What we will get, m square c square into c square minus v square here. Then here m naught square c to the power 4. So here called as an equation number 9. So if we observe this equation 9, and this final what we get last time, and equation 8 here. From this equation 8 and the what we will get finally here the equation 9. So if we compare these and these, equation 8 means these are same. So here this entire thing will be equal to this m naught square c to the power 4. So here what we will get means, so from the equation 9 and 8 we can write m naught square c to the power this thing, this will be equal to, so here m square c square, so here m square c square into c square minus v square. So here here is also m square c square into c square minus v square. Now we have to substitute this thing in this final thing. So what we will get is an m naught square c square is equal to minus 2h square nu bar 1 minus cos theta plus m naught square c to the power 4 plus 2h nu minus nu bar into m naught c square. So here we can cancel this and these things. Finally what we will get here, here is minus sign is there, so we will take this 12 from this from here. So we will get 2h square nu bar into 1 minus cos theta, so is equal to 2h nu minus nu bar into m naught c square. Okay, now here let's cancel 2 and 2, here h sign. So finally nu bar 1 minus cos theta is equal to nu minus nu bar m naught c square. Let's take this m naught c square here, means h divided by m naught c square 1 minus cos theta, and these things here nu minus nu bar divided by nu bar. So h divided by m naught c square into 1 minus cos theta. So here take it individually, means nu divided by nu bar minus nu bar divided by nu bar. So what we will get here is an 1 divided by nu bar minus 1 divided by nu. So here 1 divided by nu bar can be given as an lambda bar and 1 divided by nu can be written as an lambda. So finally how we can write here as 1 divided by nu bar minus 1 divided by nu is equal to h divided by m naught c square into 1 minus cos theta. So finally we can write 1 divided by nu bar as an lambda bar and 1 divided by nu as an lambda. So we can write as an lambda bar minus lambda is equal to h divided by m naught c square into 1 minus cos theta. So this is nothing but change in wavelength after scattering and before scattering. So this is called as a change in wavelength, and this is the equation for an quantum shift. From this equation here called as an equation 10. So from this equation 10 it is an clear that the change in an wavelength is an independent of an incident wavelength, and it is an dependent on only on this scattering angle theta. Okay, now so here we can discuss in 3 cases. First case means, so case 1, if the theta is here case 1, if the theta is here 0 means, so cos 0 will be n 1, so that's why the entire term becomes here is 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, and 0 multiplied by n h minus m naught c square completely 0. That's why if the theta is n 0, then lambda bar minus lambda it will becomes 0, means here the quantum shift will be, or change in wavelength will be 0. If we taken in second case, that if the theta will be a 90 degree means here the cos 90 is in 0. So that's why lambda minus lambda becomes Here cos 90 is an 0, that's why 1 minus 0 into 0 is equal to 1. That's why 1 multiplied these things is equal to same thing h divided by m naught c square. So therefore if the theta is 90 degree, then the change in wavelength can be written as an h divided by m naught c square. So here h is in Planck's constant, m is in rest mass of an electron, and c is in velocity of an light. So by adding these all things, finally what we will get here is an h divided value of an h divided by m naught c square can be get as an 0.046 0.043 Armstrong. Armstrong is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. So if in case 3, if the theta is 180 degree, means the lambda bar minus lambda will be, if we take cos 180 means we finally what we will get 2h divided by m naught c square. So means 2 into 0.0243 Armstrong. So it means 0.0486 Armstrong. These three are the three cases for this quantum shift. So the quantum effect provides an evidence supporting the particle nature of an electromagnetic radiation. So this is about an photon. This is about an quantum effect, and it's also called as an quantum scattering and quantum shift. And this is the final expression for an change in wavelength. So thank you, student. Until now we have discussed about the quantum effect, how the energy, how the conservation of a law of energy, conservation law of a momentum will be can be written in the form of a photon and an electron in a quantum effect. And after doing all these derivation, finally we will get as a lambda minus lambda is equal to h divided by n naught c square into 1 minus cos theta. So finally what it will show means, here this quantum shift completely depends only, or a change in wavelength completely depends on only on the scattering angle, not on an incident wavelength. So this is about a quantum effect. Thank you.